let's talk about the Global Trade Optimizer, or the GTO. Now, the GTO is an end-to-end supply chain optimization platform. In its foundation are 6 key modules which help address the entire supply chain landscape. One such module, which we will learn more about today, is the should costing module. For today's demo, let's take the example of these aluminum rotors, which are usually parts of brake systems that one would find on a light armored vehicle, something commonly used in many aerospace systems. Now, up front, let me show you how GTO can be used to build should cost model for these rotors in a bottoms-up traditional fashion. Now, what you see here is the landing page of GTO. Let's go into the platform, and what you see here is the platform helps you calculate and identify cost drivers such as raw materials, different types of processing, fixed costs, capital expenditure, engineering and design, overhead, margin, and so on and so forth. Let's look at raw materials first. Now, within raw materials, a user can pick the commodity of choice from over 14,000 live commodities that are hosted in the platform. In this particular case, we have used aerospace grade aluminum 7075. The index tells us what the current cost is in US dollar per metric ton. In this case, you can see that this is $3830.18. Now, along with this, build in the weight, dimensions, and cavity of the particular part. And what you can calculate is what is the raw material cost per unit of rotor. In this case, it comes out to a little over $10. Similarly, we can look at processing costs, and let me show you how processing for machining works in this platform. Now, even within processing, there are 3 different factors. There's labor, there's overall machining cost, and then there's utility. For labor as well as machining cost, we leverage GTO databases to pull in the relevant information. Now, as you can see here, for the machining cost, the platform takes into account all assumptions such as how many hours per day will the machines be used, how many days of the week, what is the cost of this machine, and again, we pick this machine from a wide variety of database and repository of machines that we have in GTO. In this particular case, cost of the machine is $600,000, and the platform does the math to tell us what is the per unit rotor cost for this particular machine. Then we can look at some of the other miscellaneous expenses such as overhead, margin, logistics, duty, tariff, etc. Particularly for logistics and duty and tariff, again, GTO has a database that you can use and pick out these costs based on where our raw materials are coming from, are we incurring any duty or tariff, and so on and so forth. And finally, what you get is a should cost model that identifies and splits out costs across various cost drivers. As you can see here, we have costs across raw material, labor, processing, and processing split into casting and machining, engineering and design, overhead, margin, and so on and so forth. Now, it is important to remember that while a bottoms-up should cost like this has high accuracy, it involves time commitment and subject matter expertise. And increasingly, what we've seen is our clients have asked us for something that's quick and scalable, even if that means that they would need to dial down on accuracy a little bit. And this is what gave birth to the AI-based GTO should costing. Let me dive into this right away. Now, as you can see here, we give the GTO AI prompt for brake assembly rotor and the country of manufacturing. And the engine immediately responds with percentage cost split between key drivers and empowers the user to modify based on their knowledge and subject matter expertise. For example, in this particular case, I know that my rotor is purely made of aluminum. So I can remove all the other recommendations and tell the model that, hey, 100% of my raw material cost comes from aluminum. I can then pick one of the aluminum indices that is relevant for my particular product. The tool also shows how the particular commodity pricing has changed in the 3, 6, 12, and 24-month period, and we can attach the content. Similarly, labor cost. You can go in here, pick the labor cost based on geography from across our repository, and plug it into the model. Last but not the least, I will select the indices for a few other commodities, and that's it. We need to save this by a particular name. And we have the should cost model, an AI-based should cost model for an aluminum rotor ready right here. Now again, this is directional and in percentages, but with some straightforward math based on how much of raw material is used and so on and so forth, you can calculate the dollar values as well. Now, these models, I would say, are 70% accurate compared to our bottoms-up should cost model. But hey, we built this should cost model in literally less than 2 minutes. And what that means is that these should cost models can be scaled across hundreds and thousands of parts in literally no time. In fact, over the past 12 months, we have helped clients negotiate with their vendors by leveraging a data-driven approach. Even with 70% accuracy, our clients were able to negotiate aggressively and drive savings across numerous categories within a matter of few weeks, all with the help of GTO's AI should costing capabilities. Well, I'll stop here in interest of time, but if anyone's interested in learning more about should cost modeling or how we do it at AlixPartners using GTO, I'd encourage them to reach out to us. Thank you so much.